With Super Baby 2 and Dragon Ball FighterZ, along with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and continued rumors of Omega Shenron in the future, it seems like now's a really good time for everybody to be showing love to Dragon Ball GT, which is fine with me. Regardless of the quality of the anime itself, Dragon Ball GT delivered some of the dopest designs in Dragon Ball to this day, along with attacking unique and different concepts that made pretty much everything that happened in the show really unique and interesting in some way or another. I mean, the very first big villain in GT was Baby, a surviving Tuffle from a planet that was ravaged by Saiyans who committed genocide on his entire Tuffle race. Baby was definitely one of the more unique villains we've ever seen, with the way he doesn't really absorb people, but rather controls their body from the inside, as the Tuffles seem to have a very interesting and dangerous skill set. The Tuffle menace may be extinguished in Universe 7 in our main timeline, but off in a distant realm, that legend still lives on. This is planet Flora, covered in greenery off in a distant corner of the multiverse at some point in the future. Off in the forest down below, a pod sits in the middle of the shrubbery, and inside, a woman who seems to be rejuvenating in the chamber. Project Sufurusion Hybrid Extraction Perfected, the pod says, as something begins to happen here, but the chamber is being approached as well. Sufurusion? I don't suppose you know what that means, one of the voices says to the other person. How long you suppose this machine's been out here, Callie? I honestly have no clue, a young girl says to the other, as we then see that two young women have come to the side of this machine. I caught wind of it from Mother, Callie says. This is the closest I've gotten to it myself, she continues. They said leave it be, but you can sense its sinister key too, can't you, sister? I know exactly what you mean, the other girl says, as she looks like she's preparing for battle with the energy shifting. Stand back, little sister, she says, as she begins a technique, but before she can make her move, the key from the rejuvenation chamber begins to swell as a massive explosion looks to take place. Its key won't stop growing, the other girl says. What the? Sister Petunia, we need to retreat now, Callie screams out to her sister, but the explosion engulfs the entire wasteland. From the location where the pod sat, someone stands as they begin to step through the smoke. What immense key, Petunia says. What are you? This is when we see a being that not only resembles a Saiyan woman, but also has the qualities of a Tuffle as well, as they respond. I don't know. All of a sudden, the one named Zuno awakens in her bed from that terrible dream in a cold sweat as she's nearly brought to tears from that nightmare. This is an original fan-made manga by Kevin Beaver titled Dragon Ball Xenoverse: The Legend of Zuno that takes place within the Time Patroller's timeline in Xenoverse. This is a really interesting fan manga that was shown to me by the homie Jordan Lee, co-creator of Broly vs Jiren, so I appreciate you a lot, homie, for this one, and guys, be sure to go show him some love as well with a follow. If you guys want to check out this original fan manga for yourselves, the link to the website will be down below in the description box, so be sure to go check it out. If you haven't already, be sure to have those notifications turned on by clicking the bell icon down below to never miss an upload as soon as they go live. And if you have been enjoying all of the anime content recently, consider leaving a like on this video as well. It really helps out a ton with the algorithm, guys. Don't forget to follow on both Twitch at twitch.tv/TechStarr and Twitter at DeuceDuncan to stay up with me and all Dragon Ball and anime related content. But without further ado, this is Kanton City, a place that many of you may have already heard of, or more precisely, the outskirts of Kanton at Zuno and Petunia's home. That dream again, Petunia says, checking on Zuno? That's like the 4th time this week. Your nightmares have been getting rather bizarre, she says from the doorway, but I can tell you one thing. There's no way I'd stay on Flora, which is her home planet, over Kanton. This place is great, she says. Yeah, Zuno replies, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. Somehow it feels so real. Most times it feels like I'm actually there. I wish I could be there to help you, Zuno, Petunia replies, but dreams are just reflections of how we feel and what we think. Maybe they're trying to tell you something. It could be anything, but I know we'll figure it out, Petunia continues, with Zuno making a joke about maybe the dreams are trying to tell her to smoke a ton more senzu or something. As Zuno flies off into the city, she makes the comment about going to talk to Trunks at the Time Nest, so she decides to change course. Over at the Time Nest, this is the first time in the story that we get to see Trunks as he greets Zuno, saying she's actually just the person he needed to see. "Aw, you're gonna make me blush, bold cut," Zuno says playfully. "What you got for me today?" "Show some respect. Bold cut is your boss," Elder Kai says, cutting in, yelling at Zuno. "Well, well, well," she says, "if it isn't the old Kai. Still not fond of me after what happened with Petunia, huh?" "I'm not really here to argue," she continues. "I just came to collect a mission. I need a fight." "Ahem," Trunks says. "Collect a mission? That's a pretty weird way of putting it. We're trying to protect time here," he corrects her. "Whatever, I need to talk to you because there seems to be some issues going on in your timeline." What's going on now?" she says, a bit more serious finally. "Don't take this the wrong way," Trunks begins, "but the issue is on planet Flora, which is why I'm glad you came by when you did." "Wait, planet Flora?" Zuno says, laser focused now. "Trunks, send me there right away. I'll go and fix whatever needs fixing. Who's the genius behind the distortion this time?" "The problem is, we don't exactly know," he says. "We know that two demons are involved in some way, but the time scroll is completely blacked out. Recently we've been having some really weird occurrences," Trunks says, "where we can't see the rift in time. We have no clue who's truly behind this. Best thing we can do is send in a crew and stop whatever is actually happening, get information, and finally get to the core of all this." You're losing me, bullcut," she says, completely confused after his rambling. So, Trunks restarts. "Basically, when the Kaioshin of Time was looking at the time scroll, she noticed that someone purposefully blacked out everything, so we can't see the rift. It's weird," the Supreme Kai of Time says as she looks at the scroll. "It's almost as if someone put a wool over our eyes and they just do as they wish now. Whoever is doing this can't have any good intent," she says. "If even I can't see what's going on, we need to send a team to put this creep in its place." Zuno sees the scroll for the first time as pure malice steams from the pages as she says that she sees what they mean now. "Your partner will be waiting on you," Trunks tells her before sending her off. "Good luck." Off in the mountains of Kanton, Zuno and her partner finally meet as he tells her he didn't mean to keep her waiting and he was with Aiko, who was going on and on about monk quotes. "You had me waiting here for that?" Zuno says, annoyed to him. "And Trunks swore you'd be the one waiting for me." My bad, Icon replies to her. "Just relax, Trunks kinda gave me a brief of the mission so we can get going ASAP." "Sorry, Icon," she says to him. "Petunia's home planet is in trouble and it's a little hard to relax when I could be there tearing up some bad guys." "And Aiko? Is he done with my super suit?" "I know there ain't much time," she says, "but it'd be great to have whenever we go out fighting some hardcore time crime." "You really won't let go of the whole time cop thing," he says to her. "We're time patrollers." "Wait, what is that?" she says as they both turn their attention behind them. "Oh, it's a rift," she says, noticing the distortion in the air. "How convenient, now we don't even need the scroll." As the rift begins to grow larger, Zuno wastes no time in hopping right in, telling Icon to come on right behind her. As the two hop in the time rift and disappear, a devious plan seems to be coming together as we then cut to a very familiar face. The time patrol should be there at any moment, Fuse says, scheming once again from parts unknown as he plots on the time patrol. "You can do whatever you like with this planet," he says to someone. "Just save the seed for me. Also, please," he goes on, "Pironi, Bell, don't get too carried away," he says. "Remember our little deal, but do have fun. Peace." As two figures begin to show themselves, a planet also looks to be on the brink of destruction as well. "You heard the boss man, right, Pironi?" Bell says. "Let's have some fun." "Careful, Bell," Pironi says. "Try not to have too much fun and get yourself killed." As we then see two demon twins that have arrived to do Fuse bidding, but what his plan now is, we have no clue yet as the first chapter of The Legend of Zuno comes to a close.